Alright, so Paul, we're going to take a look at your motion from the front view here now, and this is a nice video here. I like the shot. But again, I think you're doing some things really well already. So I like the way you're moving through your motion. Overall, very good rhythm and tempo. As you get loaded up, you kind of get your body moving towards home plate well while staying loaded with your hips. And like this move right here, as you're coming out of your leg lift, kind of reaching out in front a little with the glove arm, front leg sticking out a little bit, kind of as a counterbalance. Right there, that allows you to get a little deeper in your stride as you're moving down the mound, called the counterbalance and loaded strides. So you're nice and closed off, and you got that nice counterbalance, and then that allows you to unwind into landing. And this is tremendous. I mean, you're just watching how you get your body moving down the mound, and then boom, that lower half unwinds into landing. And this is some awesome hip to shoulder separation. As you see your hips opening up into landing, that back foot is peeled off the rubber because that back hip is coming through and around. That's that back hip coming around, which is really key. And as you're doing that, you're staying nice and closed off at the shoulders. So it's really the hips going boom, and then the shoulders go boom. You get all the way over and around that front leg. So really, like, there's good stuff going on in your motion. You're really solid. The one area I'd point out again is, you know, if there's anyone's motion that you remind me of, and I wish I had good footage of him from this angle, it would be Tom Seaver. You know, just thinking about guys who have similar delivery. You get real low and get your body moving towards the mound powerfully. But as you look at how you stabilize with your front leg and your front side, that's really like the key area I see where there's maybe a little bit of softness, is that front leg being so bent through ball release. And what that does, it just prevents you from getting real good powerful catapult over your front leg. But going back to what I said right there, I mean, Tom Seaver, one of the best pitchers of all time. Okay, and he looked basically exactly like this as he went through his delivery. As he finished over his front leg, he basically stayed bent with it because he was getting so low, and just like you, like your knee's almost scraping the ground, he pretty much scraped his back knee on the ground as he threw. So he was that guy who gets the classic, what they would call drop and drive guy, where he got his body so low as he was moving towards the plate, that back knee would sometimes graze the mound. And as a result, when you kind of have that style, sometimes you're going to be a little more bent with that front knee. So you don't have to be locked out or stiff with that front knee. I'm not suggesting you would want to be. But what we don't want to have is any degree of softness with that front knee where it's leaking out a little bit, or being soft where you're not able to catapult as powerfully as you would if you were a little firmer with it. But I mean, again, if this is the style that's best for you, I don't want you to try to change and become a different pitcher. You know, sometimes you try to work on something like that that's happening so quick, and you're so used to moving powerfully and landing with this bent front knee, that if you work to change that too much, you might lose some power in your delivery. So I'm not necessarily saying you need to totally revamp your pitching motion, but any degree to which you could firm up a little more with that front leg, get a little more extension with that front leg going into ball release, that's going to allow you to kind of, what guys will talk about as throwing downhill, where you get a better angle with your hips and you're able to then get that good powerful trunk tilt and catapult over the front leg, could potentially be adding some miles per hour in your pitching motion. So just something to consider. You know, I'll bring in another picture here. Not a guy who's exactly your style, so I mean, I don't like to do too much of that where I say, like, you got to look like this guy. That's not what this is about. This is Homer Bailey. But just kind of, it's a similar camera angle, so I want you to kind of see what I'm talking about with that front leg. As he goes into landing, boom, it stabilizes, and through ball release, you can see it's firming up. So it's not that kind of bent action that you've got with your front leg where you get really low. You can see kind of the two of you side by side. You can see how that front leg's firming up as he goes through ball release. But again, kind of different picture, different style. You know, again, you're doing some things really, really well for a guy your age, so I'd be hesitant to change too much. I just think if you can transition a little better, okay, a little more powerfully from the back side to the front leg, that last little burst right here, if you can transition from your backside over that front leg a little better, you're going to be in awesome shape, because I see some really good things going on. So again, just let me know if you have any questions about that. But nice work, man. Keep it up, and look forward to hearing from you.